Hello.
I don't know what's
Hi, I
going
was
on.
muted.
Neither, but
Where's DC?
I don't know. Let's wait for her.
Why am I
Hi,
so big?
friends.
Hi.
hello everybody.
Hey guys, not really sure what's going on, but my son
see
is
your
yelling,
cute big-
Same,
Mama!
Griffin. Same.
Yeah, guys, DC is running this tonight, and that was amazing.
It was.
Like, that intro was so good.
There
she
she
is.
The queen of
DC.
technical difficulties had a technical
You're
difficulty.
good.
That intro was incredible, DC. Like that was That's this one.
I went hardcore on 90s school vibes. So if I'm
Love
here
it.
for it, and I'm happy to come together with all of y'all incredible creators, because tonight's gonna be we're not gonna curse yet, but it's gonna be a flippity flopping F show. I will tell you that.
Man,
We
I need to.
didn't-
If I drop an F bomb or an other bomb, I'm so sorry. I'm not used to that. So
No, yeah, we use
Y'all
the cursey
already
words
know
on our
me,
channel. It's gonna be
so-
spicy. I'm gonna be on my best behavior for Aaron, but I can't make any promises because I mean we're gonna drop the name of the MLM company when we actually successfully get in, but we kept it off the radar because they are big mad that Aaron and Savannah and Julie Joe and other people are covering this nonsense. So let me sneak in and I will let all of y'all introduce yourselves to my channel and all that, and then I will come in on the back end after I get in. So I'm gonna mute myself.
sure, I'll go first. Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Savannah. I have slime. I have children downstairs that are probably going to be loud this whole time. I apologize. But I'm really excited to be on a live with DC because, and Karina and Aaron. I've never streamed live with Karina and DC before, so it's so exciting. But yeah, subscribe to these ladies if you're here from my channel. They're amazing. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I'm just gonna play with the slime.
Aaron, you
Sounds
want to
good.
go? Oh, okay. My name is Karina. I am barely a creator anymore, but I do bilingual
rewind that.
content.
But we love her.
She's a creator. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I'm a bilingual anti-MLM creator. I make videos in just Spanish, just English, and also both languages at the same time. I'm working on some stuff right now with these lovely ladies and, in the background of things. And I'm so excited to be streaming with Savannah for the first time because y'all wouldn't know, but we talk all the time. Like,
Yeah, Karina's like my bestie, man.
yeah, and we just have never streamed together. So I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for having me, DC. Thank you, ladies, for being here. It's gonna be a good time. I already know. So
You look beautiful, Karina.
oh, thank
really
you, thank
do.
you. I
That lip
also
color?
thank you. It's a $1 lip liner, y'all. Just
Hell
not
yeah.
an affiliate or nothing. This is from AOA, the gel lip in Boots, and this is what it looks like. It's
Dude,
color.
AOA is legit.
Yeah.
I haven't
So
bought from them in a
beautiful.
long time, but
check them
they're
out. They're pretty good. But I also have a kid in the background and a dog. So,
We love that.
it's gonna be a party tonight. But that's
Hell
all I
yeah.
gotta say. Your turn, Aaron.
Okay. Do I just do my intro? This is so
Heck yeah. Classic. Bring it, Aaron. We have to.
Yes, please do.
Intro.
Okay, my name is Erin Bees. I am a wife, a mom, a military veteran. I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by their reps. Did y'all say that with me?
Yes.
The
What level of
In my
creepy
head.
do I want to be? Because like when I'm like, hey, y'all should follow Erin, and then I'm like, she's a wife, she's a mom, she's a military veteran. I'm like, tone it down, DC. Just step back a little bit because we don't want to be stranger danger here. It's just
no. You know what's funny is that just came out one day.
yeah.
I was like, how do I introduce myself to people? And these are all very important parts of my life. And yeah, so
I love that.
love that.
very excited to be here.
I'm excited to be streaming with all of y'all. I'm DC. I'm an MLM dropout. I was in 2 multi-level marketing companies and left my last one last year. And I was actually hanging out in Aaron's Discord when I was still in my MLM because I was like thinking about leaving and I was too scared to. And I found a lot of nice people who were like, take your time. You don't need to, you can still figure out what the hell's going on. And then when I left, it was a little bit difficult to figure out how to do life without all the Zoom calls and all the text messages and all the group chats
scary.
and all the controls. So I decided to start speaking out, and here I am. So yeah, we are waiting to be led into this Optavia call, and I'm gonna put.
Oh, you did drop it, you dropped
Optavia,
the
here we
MLM.
go. Hopefully they won't bump us. So the background should not be too sickening for people. And the cool thing about Restream is everyone's chat, from Savannah, from Karina, from Aaron, and from my stream is going to be on the screen. So if y'all want to hang out, you can see what everyone else is saying on here, and it'll coalesce into one.
That's so
spot.
Cool.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a
I
fun
saw
time.
Eva's comment.
Eve, about how she said that she gets more gay every time you smile.
Every time Aaron smiles, I get more gay. You know what?
I saw that too, and I love. God,
I love
Eve.
that.
I love you so much, Eve.
That is amazing.
And everyone else, but.
Awesome.
Also, Sophia just said that she's listening to us live while she's shopping at Walmart.
That is
love
commitment.
Love
Oh my
that.
God. We
Oh,
love
That
that.
sounds like it'll make your trip easier because Walmart, not the jam. Not the jam.
Mhm.
I love their
Yes.
prices, just not the environment.
Mhm.
We're rollback queens up
God.
in here.
Oh my God. Please wait. The webinar will begin soon, I hope. Oh, we're gonna
So you did
DC.
get in though. You're like in the queue.
Oh yeah. Yep. Unless
Hell
they
yeah.
block
Yeah,
me,
probably.
but I'm in the queue.
Hell
If
yeah.
we need a plan B, DC, there's plenty of other videos
Oh yeah.
that we were just sent today.
We were sent like I don't even know how many. Just a crap ton. A crap ton.
It's ridiculous. Can I
Yeah.
tell you guys
Thank
a
you,
story real
Kylie.
quick while we're waiting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I dropped a video today. I almost threw my phone. That's awesome. Don't do that. Don't suggest that. I dropped a video today on how Optavia, specifically the reps, target your friends and family. And I am not kidding you guys when I tell you I got screenshots probably a couple hours ago of the exact thing that I covered on this video, almost down to the words.
Wow.
So essentially what they do is they took a page out of It Works playbook, if you will, and they're doing like a host to post kind of thing. And they tell them, what to say. And then they coach, I'm going to use that term loosely. They coach their customer to work the post alongside with the distributor in Optavia. And if you like it, if you comment on it, you get a message from the coach. And then when somebody ends up saying, yeah, I'll try it or whatever, that coach goes back to the customer and says, hey, your friend Joe below is ready to sign up.
Whoa.
I don't know. I don't really, as Gina said, I don't really have time to coach them. Why don't you coach them and make a little money off of your friends and family? That's what they do. It literally happened today. I have the screenshots. It's wild.
That is wild, dude. What the hell?
We are at 6:57, so we will just sit here awkwardly, except it's not awkward because Savannah and Aaron and Karina don't make things awkward. But I'm going to preemptively apologize. If there are technical difficulties, I have not been able to get rid of them yet. It's my brand. It's a strong brand statement, and I'm just going to let you know, if stuff hits the fan, it's mine. Do not take it out on the incredible creators over here. It just happens, and I'm just
all have it.
Girl, you are so much more tech savvy than all of us combined. Like, you have more tech savvy in your pinky finger than the rest of us combined.
Agreed.
So,
the way
I appreciate
BC
that.
can figure something out, I can just text her and be like, listen, this is not working for me. I don't even have to elaborate. She's like, try this. Bam, it works.
The other day, I sent DC a voice message, and I was like, "Hi, this is your Gen X, not super tech saggy.
Erin
You're
is
not
saggy.
super
Let me tell
saggy.
you that. She is not. Our
Okay.
mom is not saggy at all.
Oh my god, that's freaking hilarious. Savvy.
Not saggy at all. Have you seen Erin's butt, y'all, on Instagram?
Oh my
Have
god,
y'all
yeah.
seen
No,
her
your butt's on
booty?
Instagram?
I mean, I could make it happen on Instagram.
Oh, I thought like you posted a thirst trap or something. I was about to be like,
Maybe I
No,
should.
just
I
like
should
in
do
her
like a funny
stories.
thirst trap.
Yeah,
That'd be hilarious.
Oh my
that
god,
would be
yes.
hilarious.
Text saggy. Yes, that's gonna be
You freaking love
merch.
that.
Next merch design, text saggy. But anyway,
We're
I
in.
messaged DC and I was like,
Okay, let me grab
are
it.
we in?
Share screen. We're in. Okay.
I'll
Let me
mute
see
myself.
if I can sound up. Audio settings.
this call is not to be recorded.
Oh shit.
No.
Well,
Oops.
I didn't see that. If you saw that, no, you didn't.
hey,
I'm
none of us, well, but here's
I'm
the
gonna
thing:
make
none of
this
us have
table.
signed that agreement, so it doesn't apply to us.
True. True story.
Yeah.
Let me
That is
see.
so
Ish.
funny.
Do we like it underneath? I think that makes it
That's
bigger. For
much
everybody.
better.
Yeah, I
think
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we don't want to miss any slides.
I'm trying to turn the sound on, so I'm not sure what.
All right, everybody,
There we go.
welcome
Y'all
to
hear?
our business call.
There she
We're
blows.
excited tonight. We have a great
echoing?
lineup for you. And
No.
why don't you
not for
put
me.
in the chat where you're from,
I can
I'll be
turn it up
muted.
too.
and let's wait a minute or so for everybody to populate.
To populate, that was weird.
Dr.
Wow,
A.
we got people all over.
Ugh.
Oh, beard boy. We love a good beard.
Why are we doing this call from your car? Can I just say this? The level of professionalism is mind-boggling, except it's not because
Well, it's great to see everybody, and I want to
fun.
welcome you to our business call. We do
He's
this
not that busy.
every other week, and we're very excited tonight. We've got a great call for
Dear
you.
God, the
We're going to
chat.
talk a lot about about the really important thing that we do and why we do it, and more importantly, how
see
you
the
can
chat.
have people understand what you do. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to bring Nick on here in just a minute, our president, and basically in charge of all the operations of Optavia, and a tremendous partner for our field, and a great all over guy. And we were just talking. We got to ski
Trying to see how to
a
make
little
this
over a
bigger
week
for
ago,
y'all.
and it was like 30 degrees below zero with a chill factor, but it didn't anyway worsen our enthusiasm. We had a great time, and we talked about all the amazing things that are going on, both in the company, in the field, and in the world. And I kind of want to start off there. I've talked about this before, but especially if you're new,
It does
you
look
may
like
not
Furby,
know
Sheila.
our logo. But our logo, if you see it come up, is basically, it looks a
switched
little
companies.
bit like a
Oh, no.
ammonite, which is a 500 million year old fossil. And it's from the Nautilus, and the Nautilus is an incredible
Oh, his
creature.
internet
It
connection is
grows
shit.
each chamber, and as each chamber
It's
grows,
like on
it grows
yellow.
on itself, and it becomes so strong over time that it would withstand something like 1,000 feet of
Do I need to
depth
turn him
in
up?
the ocean, which is,
No.
you can't even fathom how much pressure that is. It's because it's based on something substantial. And if you think about it, that's what we are, as Optavia. You may come in because you wanted to lose some weight, or want to get healthier, or it could have been many, many reasons, or basically you wanted a new way to look at your
Optavia equals
professionalism and
fossil.
build a business. But basically, if you look at it, the radians increase over time, and that's that transformation. We talk about lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time.
Erin,
The
the
other
S
part
curve.
is the 24 hours in the day. And
Yes.
if we
Oh my
look
God.
at the habits of health radians
Don't
that
do
we
it.
use to kind of measure out what habits we're going to do to make sure we're putting in, obviously, the really important one, which is sleep. But all of these things matter, and they matter together. And so kind of as you sit there tonight and you're thinking about, where is Optavia? Where am I as a coach in Optavia? Well, I can tell you, you're in what I truly believe is the most incredible vehicle possible. Many corporations use so much time to try to create work-life balance. And yet the reality of that is there is no work-life balance. When you're at work, you're working for someone else.
Not in an
And when
MLM.
basically you're at home, then you're in charge of your own life. But the beauty of Optavia as a vehicle, whether it directly links to the things you value most or indirectly links, it is a vehicle that can take you and all the people around you to heightening health, wealth, well-being. All those things are possible. And obviously we have a disclaimer. We don't make any claims, but I can
You
tell you,
do.
I've
You
never
do.
been with anything. And I'm
A
going to
lot
turn
of
this over
claims.
to
Yeah,
Nick
we'll
in a
see
second.
about
But I
that,
just want to make one
pal.
comment. I'm in Gainesville, Florida tonight. I was offered by the head coach the University of Florida to come and spend 3 hours today. And I brought Savannah, my daughter, with me. And we saw a
Why?
facility
It's not me.
that,
It's not me.
over the last few years. And
He's
if
not
you
my
did
dad.
earlier, I apologize for that. But if
That
you're
would be
not,
the biggest
the
scandal
bottom
of all
line is
time.
he
Savannah's
brought in
dad's
a
actually
whole
the doctor in
culture
Optavia.
that's designed on sustainability. And
Dun,
Nick,
dun,
that's the one thing we
dun.
do,
No, my dad is nowhere
which is
near
really
a
exciting
doctor.
to me. At times like this, when the world seems to be in chaos and we're facing, as a nation and as a world,
God.
some headwinds, we're able to adjust our sails and give people an offering that can incredibly change their life. So I think that's important.
Of course,
as you
Why does
listen
it sound
tonight
like
to all our
one long
incredible
ass run on
health
sentence
coach
and it
leaders,
makes no
as well as
sense?
Nick, that
Like I'm
we
literally
are
having a hard
providing
time
something that is so special.
Oh
following
yeah,
what he's
he's
saying.
just being boring as hell.
Thanks, Dr. Ray. And
Oh,
my remarks on these calls are always the same,
Sounds
and it's
so
a restatement
excited. Maybe
of
he should eat
our
something.
strategic ambitions. First of all, our commercial position, I think, is important
Yeah, he's
for all of
clearly
you
very
coaches to
happy to be
understand, is
here.
to claim our role
Who
as
is this
category
dude?
leader, providing a more effective and satisfying alternative to
Furby's
outdated
cousin.
quick fixes, and establish our authority in health and
Long
well-being.
lost twin.
Next, our coach purpose: to be
Is
their
he
trusted
reading?
partner in lifelong transformation.
Yes,
One
he's
healthy
reading
habit
off of
at a
his
time,
screen.
combining our technology, science, and services with their position
And he's the
and
president?
talent to build confidence and increase.
so,
And
Nick
finally, our
Johnston.
cultural perception: to become a voice and a catalyst for change, a place where difference makers help the world get healthy. This is what we focus on. We focus on the health and well-being
Makers, what
of our
the fudge is
clients,
that?
of our coaches, and in general, the Optavia community. And so, Dr. Ray, it's always a pleasure to be on with you. And I know that we have a fantastic webinar for everybody tonight.
Oh
We
boy,
do,
can't
Nick,
wait.
and just the words you just
Blink
said are
twice if
so
you need help.
incredible. Need to be repeated all
Blink,
the time,
blink, I
because
need help.
together with
Oh,
the
this
field and the
PowerPoint's
company working
awful.
together, we can be
Is he like a
Oh.
doctor
So with that, I'd
or
love
like
to
a
bring on
doctor
Integrated
of,
Presidential Director Jennifer Morris.
what
Jennifer,
a
how are
J-
you tonight?
I am doing fantastic. I think
Who the
spring
hell is
has
this
finally
lady?
sprung here in Colorado.
Aaron's
Awesome.
covered her.
Where'd
How
she
did
come
you,
from?
where'd you go?
So
Integrated presidential
I
director.
am really thrilled to talk to you guys tonight. And our topic, which I'm very passionate about, is expanding your reach. And this is specifically, in the context of us as coaches reaching people who are looking for us. And that's really
one's
what
looking
we're
for you,
here to
buddy.
do. And so tonight, we brought some incredible, expert leaders on who are going to share with you some tips and some of their best practices in doing just that. So as we talk about this, I
Oh
want
my
you guys to
God.
think about expanding your reach in the context of this amazing gift from Optavia, which is the client support bonus
3%
plus.
bonus.
Now, if you're on this call and
Oh
you've been
boy.
coaching for more than maybe a week or two, I hope you've already heard of this.
That's not even
But
taxes.
basically, Optavia is giving us this
3%
wonderful
isn't even-
incentive to do our jobs. Wow, that's cool. So I am passionately committed to maximizing this bonus personally. If we bring on 3 or 4
I'm sure you
new or reactivated clients, you can read all the small print, but
we're not
we
gonna
get
read it now.
actually
You
an
can read it
increase
later.
in
Okay,
pay by
great. I'm sure
3%
everyone
on
will.
all
You
of
read
our
it for us. A
FCB.
good leader would
And then
read
if
it
we
for
bring
us.
on
Break
5
it
or
down.
more new clients, and by the way, I'm committing to 5 new clients. I'm happy the reactivated clients are just little cherries on top of the big dessert that we are having here. But 3, 4, or 5 new clients, we're going to get a raise. So with 5 clients or more, 5%
I
raise.
hate that they're calling
Hello, not mad
customers
about
clients.
that. Not mad.
I hate
All
that
right.
you're calling it a raise.
So
I don't. It's
That
both.
too.
I
Like,
want to take you back to
God.
when I was a little girl. Now, most
Oh
of you
my
guys,
God.
well, not most.
Here
Some
we
of you
go.
guys
I
know
hate
that
that
I'm
they're
from
calling
Colorado
themselves
now.
incredible.
But I grew
That's what
up
she
on the
called
Gulf Coast
them
in
earlier.
Texas. And as a little girl, my favorite thing to do in the springtime with my dad was to go fishing. And he would take us out, and sometimes we would be, what you call wade fishing, which is you wade out into the water and you cast. And, we would get little minnows, small little fish sometimes. And then sometimes we would actually go out on the pier. And the pier was really cool because it was a little more like the bigger fish, where not quite like a deep sea fishing excursion.
I don't like
but
where this
bigger fish
metaphor
out
is
there.
going.
And it occurred to
I
me
don't either.
that, on those days, I was thinking about talking today about this to you guys, but it occurred to me that there were those days where there were those no catch days where it was just fun to be out there. And those days are fine. But I remember on those days, sometimes I would see the fishing boats coming in, and I would be just casting my one rod, pulling in nothing. And here come these fishing boats, and not just one, it was like a fleet of fishing boats. Every day you could see them coming in from the Gulf. And those fishermen had hundreds, if not thousands of pounds of fish in their boats. And I thought, you know what? When I was preparing to talk to you guys today, what I want this to symbolize for you is I want you to think about not just casting with one rod, okay?
Oh my God.
I want us to equip you guys to have an entire fleet of fishing boats with multiple rods, with nets, with setting the traps, all the things, and for us to
All the
attract
things.
Setting the
all
what?
those people
Traps.
Boats
Setting
and
the
hoes.
working for us. So the fishermen had it figured out,
Shit.
and we want to share that with you. So
This is
in
how you do it
order
on
to
Facebook.
teach you, take you to some uncharted waters so that you can, begin to find an unlimited bounty. There's a
Live
few
out
points that we're going
loud,
to
you
talk about
guys.
tonight, and we brought on
Oh
some
my God.
incredible
What are we
IPDs
at
to
church
talk to you
right
guys
now?
about that.
God.
But number
Isn't your
one,
romance
just
do
be
that?
accountable in your own health, okay? I think that is a given, but it should never be taken for granted. Also, we're going to teach you a little bit about living out loud, being strategic on your social media, and thinking about how to share this outside the box. Share and care, and don't ever tell people what you think. And
A
in
girl
fact, I'm
stop.
kind of anti-talking people
Sorry, I'm trying to make
into
her
doing
bigger.
it. Sometimes I've even said, I don't think you're quite
Anti-talking
ready.
people?
Why don't you just hang out
Yeah.
in the client support page
It's
and
been
have a
like
look
that.
around?
It's been like
And
a lot of
usually
talking
once they
and
see all
not
that social
like
proof,
talking,
they're
you're not
very
making stuff.
excited to hop in with us. And
Oh,
then
she definitely
we
said
are going to
setting
talk a little bit
traps.
about getting
Yeah.
involved
She
in that
did.
face-to-face time. So
Let me try this.
the first person I would like
That's why I asked. I
to
was like, set the
introduce to
what?
you is the
The
amazing
what?
Casey Smith. Casey, Integrated Presidential
Casey.
Director, please give us all your wisdom on working in social media
What top
strategically.
leaders for us to take a peek at? What?
Hi guys. Thank you, Jennifer.
Exactly,
I
DC.
love that fishing analogy. I'm not a fisherman,
my
but
God.
it really resonated with me.
We're talking
I
about
am so
Facebook.
excited to talk about this because this is a huge part of our business, right? And it's one of the best things that we get to do is show up well for people. So being consistent. Jennifer touched on this a little bit. Being consistent in our journeys. If it is key to what we do. It's one of the best pieces that we get to do because we get to lead from the front. So if you haven't
my
reached goal weight yet, I want to challenge you to get there. And I want to challenge you to share your progress. Dial it in with your coach for that accountability.
I
and
haven't.
invite your
If you
clients,
haven't
your old
reached your
clients,
goal weight,
new
you better
clients
get
to do
there
it with you.
fast.
And
Okay,
if you are at
Casey,
goal
got
weight,
it. This
how are you leveling
so
up your
clear,
health?
ma'am.
We are never
This is
really
giving
done in the best way
LuLaRoe
of what we're
vibes. Like,
concentrating on.
yeah,
So share that.
you gotta go
Lose
get
weight.
the stomach
also.
surgery.
Are you posting
Yep,
consistently?
you better. Yep, you better
I'm
go
not
get
going to
in
get
your clothes.
into the
Yep.
specifics of that.
God,
Reach
sorry,
out to your
all of you.
mentorship to determine a posting strategy that works for you.
As
But
if
the
they're
key
not
is
already
consistency.
starving themselves.
Do people
and,
know you're an
like, being
Optavia
super
coach? Do they know
restrictive?
what you're passionate about with health? Are
It's-
you consistent
they're
in
not eating anything
conversations? Is it
basically on the
part of your
5 and 1
daily
plan.
action?
They're barely
Being
eating
consistent in all of those
enough
things
to
is
do
an amazing
anything.
way
I don't
on
think
how
you
we
can work
build.
out on the
If
5
you
and 1
feel
plan.
consistent, great.
They
If you
can't-
don't, do
they
you
can't
know
work
where the
out.
holes are? It's about how we build trust. It's how we show up. It's how we're sharing the pieces of our journey and following up. Consistency is really key. Posting about your life, not just Optavia. Yes, we're coaches, we're proud of it, but what else are you sharing? Our social media is not singular. So what makes you you? What are your interests? If someone were to come on your Facebook page, do they know that you're passionate about being a coach? Would that be all that they know about you? Does it look like sales ads of befores and afters? Are there 3 to 5 identifiers on your page that show your
Wow.
interests? For me, I'm obsessed with what we get to do. I'm a mom. I love travel. I love books, reading in any capacity. And I'm really passionate about pediatric prosthetics, which is part of our
Oh my
family
God.
story. And I feel like those are really well represented on my
How
social
many
media.
pediatric
can also
patients
tie
is she
in
pushing
your health
Optavia
and your
to?
health journey
Yep.
into
And their
your other
parents
interests,
taking advantage of
course.
people who
Show
already
how
have
all of those things have
additional
been impacted
expenses
with program and coaching.
from
Our lives
medical like
definitely have.
expenses for
Share your
prosthetics
life,
are so
your interests, your
expensive.
perspective
And you're
on
going to
how
say,
you're
yeah, you
working
need
to
to be
become
giving
better
us
and adding
$700 a
value.
person per month.
Sharing various
Ma'am.
transformation stories
Oh
of
my
people
God.
so that they can relate to stories that differ from your own. Share stories that impact you. When I first became a coach, I didn't know a lot of the community, so I found stories that resonated with me, that spoke to me, and what I knew would resonate with my clients. I had moms on my heart because I was
Your
a mom
children?
of a 3-year-old at that time. And so guess what I
Right.
shared? I shared stories that I
Children
knew could
clients?
connect with me and could connect
Is she
with my
reading
friends
too?
that were watching me on social media. If you have a health
I think
assessment
she
with
has
someone
both.
that's just not ready, follow up
Yeah,
with
no.
them with a similar story. Still
Are
thinking
they
about
so
our
sad
call.
because they're
I wanted to
hungry?
share my friend Jessica's
Yes.
I think
story
so.
because what she shared reminded me of where you could go on your journey. Just little simple follow-up. A lot of us have coached a really wide variety of people, right? This is why varying your stories is key. Your transformation stories. As you support more people, that's going to grow. Encourage your clients to take pictures and videos of themselves. Ask to share their stories. Ask them to share their stories. Encourage them to do week 1 posts or way day posts. Your prospective clients
Way
want
day.
to see, they want to believe they can do it.
Throw
And
the
they
skull
want the
away.
best way to
Don't
do
weigh
that is
yourself.
to show them
This
what
is
other
so
people have
toxic.
accomplished.
Very
And making those
toxic.
connections with their friends and who's watching them is a great way to increase your referrals.
And they want to
Follow
get
up,
into
follow
every
up,
single
follow
part of
up.
your
I could say
life
it
too. They
100
want to get
times.
into
It's
your
essential
spirituality. They
to
want to
what
get into
we
your
do.
business. They want to get into
How
your
many
friend
of us have
life.
been on
They
call with
want you
someone and they shared
recruiting
some
all the
really
time because
personal
you can, because
information?
your body
And
is
where
your
does that
recruiting
leave
tool.
them
It's
if we don't
freaking
follow
wild
up?
here.
We
It's so
She
follow
wild.
up
literally
because we
called
care.
before
I
and
always
after
think of it as
pictures a
authentic
sales
connection.
ad.
And for
Yep.
reach outs, those that you haven't
That's
quite connected
sickening.
with yet, don't forget
Yep.
about them. We know the averages, 7 to 11 times, 50% of the people will say yes. 11 or more times, 80% of those people will say yes. That's some serious follow-up. And if you give up after the 3rd time, where does that leave them?
Horses, please.
And release the stories
She's
that you're telling
absolutely
yourself.
reading.
I'm bothering them. They'll
Oh, yeah.
think I'm out to get them. None of those things are true. We're looking for people who are looking for us. But at the end of the day, our journeys is how we showcase that.
No
Be
one wants
bold
powder
about starting
from you. Nobody's
conversations.
looking for
Look for new
you.
people to find.
Yeah,
I
and if y'all
love this.
haven't
This is my
watched it, go
favorite
watch
piece.
Hannah's
These 2
video
things are really
on
personal
eating
to me.
the fuelings.
My
and
Optavia journey
it's
began in a nail
just,
salon
I-
with a
I
random
don't- it's
meeting.
just-
I met my coach,
With
getting my
Brianna
nails
Jewel.
done. After some conversation, she
Brianna Jewel
simply
as
said,
well.
"Oh my gosh, I'd love to stay connected. Are you on Facebook?" And that was it. By the next day, I had a message from
go.
her. She was following up with me, and I just started to watch. If she had not been showing her story, what they were eating for lean and greens, her journey, that she was a mom, things that I connected with, I don't know where I would be right now. So don't brush off those random conversations when you travel, when you're shopping, when you're getting your nails done, whatever it is. You never know what can happen. And it's about listening to know what's important to people and being bold. and saying,
Monetize every
"Hey,
part of
I
your
can help with
life.
that." This actually happened to me this morning. I was shopping and I heard 2 women talking about how they
Ma'am,
were
take a
not wanting to
breath.
shop because they didn't
Oh my
have,
gosh.
they weren't where they wanted to be. And I
This
boldly
is a
said,
well-oiled
"I would love
sales
to help
pitch.
with
She
that."
doesn't need to breathe
A
for
little
it.
bit
It's
out of my
just
comfort
one
zone,
thing
but I
after
love
the
thinking
other.
that door is always open.
Oh my
And
God.
one of the
I'm
easiest
sure she
ways
sells a
to
lot
connect
too.
with new people is
I
supporting
dare
your
somebody to
clients
come up to me
well.
at the
You
gym
want your
and
clients
pitch
to
me
refer people
Optavia.
to you.
I dare
When they
you.
think of
You'd eat them
Optavia,
for
you want to be
lunch.
the very
I don't
first,
even, I
the
would be,
very
one, I'd be
first person they
terrified to
have in
approach you
mind.
working out at the gym if I
Mixing up your
had only
posting,
1,000
trying
calories to
reels,
offer you a
stories,
day.
lives.
Can you
People
imagine going
respond
up to
so well
somebody
to
who actually
seeing us
works
and
out and
hearing
does
our
stuff and it's
voices.
like, oh yeah,
The
just
great things
here's a
about reels and
snack that's all you
stories is
can
that you
have
can see
and
who's
pay me
watching.
$1,000
You
a
can
month
start
for it.
comments.
For it.
You can
No,
engage in
thanks.
conversation. If you do, polls are great in stories. You can
I mean,
ask
Leo
questions
eats
and
more
see what
than
people
that.
are
More
interested
than
in.
1,000
Funny
calories.
things. People are
That boy,
I always love to laugh. So I love
he knows
following
how to
anything
eat.
that's
Like,
funny.
Yep.
And everything that we've talked about can work in reels, can work in stories, just living your life out loud. And when you're thinking about how to focus in on your social media, reach out to your coach to figure out
if
what
she
the
starts
best
saying
flow
Pinterest
is
quotes,
for you.
like,
Thanks,
I'm gonna
guys.
scream.
So amazing.
Not
It's really
amazing.
incredible how we have social media
And she
at our
took a breath.
fingertips and how many strong connections we can make. I started out with less than 200 friends on social media, and I just made a commitment like, oh, wow, this is super fun, and I'm going to learn how to make friends here. And it's wonderful. So thank you, Casey, for those incredible tips. You guys, oh my gosh, this is so good.
Oh.
Now, I would like to hear from the incredible Amber and Jared Smithson. And they are so experienced, and these guys are going to give us some wonderful insight on how to expand our reach in the face-to-face type of setting. So, hi guys.
Hey, good to be with you. So we've been coaching for 14 years. In our first year and a half as coaches, we didn't even use social media. Like, it wasn't that big of a deal. I think that
we're that old.
We're that old. Like, people had MySpace accounts and stuff. I never even did that. But social media is such a fantastic tool.
The people who got in pretty early on into Optavia are telling us how incredible social media is. Give me a break. 14 years in, you've been at the top for 14 years.
We had a friend at 3 a.m. or something like that, and they're depressed and they're not feeling well and stuff, and they hop on social media and they see a post and they send you a message like, oh my gosh,
what I was gonna say was,
right? But
they've been
in the world of social media, and there's so many platforms out there and stuff, people are always talking about algorithms.
And tasting
I gotta know what the algorithms are and constantly be changing. In 14 years, you know what algorithm has never changed?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use that word. This is wild.
I punch in a number of a friend or an acquaintance, and I call them.
Or your voice.
Right?
Your voice in general. You talk to actual people.
You walk around your neighborhood and you have a conversation with your neighbors, right? Algorithms never change on personal relationships.
Yeah.
So, get out in the world.
Yeah, it's about connection, you guys.
Why is everyone's internet connection shit?
Maybe you're a parent. You can.
They're all so pixely.
Maybe you can volunteer to go on a field trip.
This is not very big.
I didn't say become the president of the PTA. Okay, we might have some PTA presidents, or striking up a conversation at the dog park or the walking trail. What kind of dog? What's your dog's name? Or even visiting like local business meetup.
You are a predator.
Community.
You are a predator.
I love what Casey said.
Can you imagine that you sign up for a business and they're like, this is an incredible opportunity because honestly, everybody that you set your eyes on is a potential recruit.
Yeah, get together in person.
To recruit everyone who's bigger than this size person. It's like,
the last 3 years. A lot of people are still they're trying to get out of
don't do that. And like Savannah said, it's freaking predatory.
Get back together with people. You be the facilitator of that. At our very first convention 14 years ago, I went to a workshop with Dominic Turnelli.
Like pink?
I remember that.
And he talked about
that's what that
the people that he loves to work with in his business. And he said they're multipliers.
Dude.
And what is a multiplier? It's someone who shares the full opportunity of Optavia multiple times a week and preferably multiple people at a time. So put on events, have people come to your home, do dinner dates or whatever. We had an event here in Utah a couple of weeks ago, and we had I think about 60 people showing up to it. But it was in the middle of a blizzard. We would have had
and now the main course, iceberg lettuce.
Go because they were afraid
some lettuce to go to your word salad.
People love to get together. They like to talk about the habits of health. They like to learn.
No, they don't. Who likes to talk about that? Except like personal trainers, maybe.
People who have transformed their lives and how it's impacting their families.
Absolutely. And even if you invite someone to something and they don't show up, that's another touch. That's what Casey was talking about too. Okay, so how about show up for your own health?
Oh my God.
Other people will notice. I just
be a
read
product of the product.
Okay, so what does that not mean, guys?
And what's that going to cost you monthly?
You need to be perfect.
And not just financially. What is it going to cost to your health? They're going to say, show up for yourself. Well, show up for yourself to get healthy. No, they want you to get skinny. They don't want you to be healthy. Because if they did, they'd give a shit about people ending up with EDs, you know? And they don't seem to from all the people who have left and said, I had to go to the doctor, I had to go to a registered dietitian, I had to go to the therapist to heal my relationship with food. They don't care,
optimal
in my
health,
opinion.
all together, all of us.
That's
and
what I was going to say,
for each other to grow and learn and make mistakes too. Because
they want to make it sound so easy and like, oh, you just have to do it for your health.
And what I always tell my coaches
health doesn't equal skinny.
It's about
my mental and emotional health.
Are you caring for yourself, for your health? Are you sleeping? Are you fueling your body with good nutrition? Are you drinking your water? Are you moving? these are the things that really make the big difference. So are you faced in the direction of optimal health and linking arms with others? And just share
Linking
your unique
arms.
journey.
That's on
because
MLM
here's the
bingo.
thing, your story is awesome.
So wonderful. You guys are just so full of wisdom. And I think the moral of this story is create authentic relationships by the blended path. You meet an Uber driver, friend them on Facebook. Nail salon, friend the person next to you. At a soccer game, friend the person next to you. And I just think it's fantastic. So please intertwine all of these tips that people are that these guys are giving you. So, okay, you guys send us a bunch of great questions. So we are going to look at these questions and hopefully give you some answers to these. So one question was, I'm just so concerned about the judgment I might receive when I'm posting on social media. How do I get out of my own head?
Get out of the cult.
Casey, what do you think about this? How would you answer this question? How do you? Because I know you get asked this.
I'm so glad I got this question. This resonates with me so much. I am like Jennifer. I had about 242 Facebook friends when I started coaching, but I was terrified of posting and judgment from every one of them. But when I started coaching, my coach said to me, what if someone literally cried themselves to sleep last night because they feel like you used to feel?
No.
And for me, that knocked all of that out of my head because I was so tired and so exhausted and so ready for something. This was my last resort. And when I could put myself in that place, all of the worry about judgment went away. And a lot of us know because we've been there, we felt that. And so more than likely we started program for similar reasons. And something I really like to think about is how many of us, how many of you guys got here because you saw a post that your coach shared or a mutual friend. And there's a really, really high percentage. And so if we get out of our heads and we focus on others, we really won't stay in that place of worrying about other people's opinions. What they think will not affect, what they may think won't affect you. But if you can
what if you're actually encouraging eating disorders? You're saying that what people saying and hey, something's wrong here, you're going to say, well, just use enough thought stopping techniques and you're going to be able to get past it. No, that's so twisty.
That was beautiful and eloquent. And really what I wanted to say to myself whenever I was worried about this was, it's not about you, boo. It's about them.
It's not about you, boo.
You said it more.
They also have a team program.
But that's pretty much what I had to tell myself when I hit that first post going out there. Okay, another great question here was, how can I live my health and this program out loud without coming across as salesy? It's so funny. It's been so long since I've even thought about that word. I've been doing this for 7 years. But I would love to hear from Amber and Jared on this to see what you guys think and what you would tell your coaches.
You know, when I hear the word salesy, I immediately start thinking about like a car salesman. And so I'm going to tell you a quick story. So I was looking for a new car like a couple of years ago. And the first place I went to, this sales guy, he was like selling me hard and he was like, these are the features and
literally we're driving, she's driving, I'm in the passenger seat and he's in the back seat. Well, he's supposed to be there, but he's sitting in the middle console. And I'm like, hey, how about you get back there and put your seatbelt on?
Yeah, he was so annoying. And I'm like,
how about
okay, I'm done with this test drive. And I went back to the dealership and I left. I did not buy a car there. Then I went to a different dealership and at that place, they were like, tell me what you want out of a car.
What are you looking for?
Tell me what you're looking for. Do you have kids? Do you run carpool?
Tell me what your health
told them
goals
everything
are.
I was looking for. Exactly. What happened? They found the exact car for me. And I loved it. And it had everything that I wanted. I was just blown away.
The metaphors are exhausting in
this. If you're worried about being a salesperson, I would just say, worry about connecting with someone, hearing what they need, and seeing if it's a match. See if you have something that they want, that they need in their life. And if it's not a match, that's okay too.
Yeah, and check your agenda.
Yeah.
Right? I have an agenda all the time.
What now?
Right?
We know
my
you do.
agenda is to find out what they want for themselves, not for me to project my wants onto them.
You literally
my
said that.
agenda is to help them.
Oh my God.
Right? Redefine
Sell
the
them
way
a
you
product.
look at sales.
Yeah.
When our kids
You need
were
to find
little,
the way
we'd be
that
like,
you
"What
look
are you
at helping
excited about
people.
tomorrow?"
He's
and
saying,
stuff, and
"Oh,
they'd
I'm not
tell
going to
us all
project.
this
You are
stuff,
going to project.
but they
You're
wouldn't
literally
want to go to
calling
sleep.
everyone fat. That
We had to
everyone needs
sell them
Optavia
on
and everyone needs to
bedtime.
lose weight.
We had to
Everyone
sell
could
them
get
on sleep
healthier.
so that they would have all
Everyone
the
can
energy they
lose a
wanted
little
for
bit
their
of
activities
something,
the
and
next
that's what
day.
they do in
That's
Optavia.
all we got for you.
That's what they
guys.
do. We heard it
I'm sitting here
in the
cracking up.
conference too,
But
where the
truly,
top
when
people
you
above Doug and
are
Tia, she went
talking
up
to
to
someone
someone
and
and said,
connecting
"Yeah,
with
you've lost
someone,
some weight, but
and
don't you
and
think you can lose a
say
lot
to them,
more
"Tell me
because you're
more
not really
about
that
that."
healthy?"
Wow, that seems
Get
really
out of here.
important to you. It changes
Didn't
everything.
I think it might have been Erin
And
who
don't be
covered
afraid to tell someone that you
the
don't
rep
think they're
that
quite
gave it to
ready.
her
That
children,
maybe
gave
they need to
them
check out some
Optavia?
recipes. That maybe they need
Or
to
was it
come
you,
onto
DC?
your, onto
No, it wasn't
your
me, but there's a
support call
a
or what have
conference
you,
coming up.
and to
One of the
experience
days
the
they have all the
community a
kids
little
come
bit
up
more.
on
Do
stage where they
not be
talk about
afraid
their
of that,
experience
guys.
with
This is
Optavia.
not,
It's
we're not closing any deals
What I'm
here.
getting
We're
at is tell me
saving
how the kids
people
told you that they
from
needed Optavia.
themselves is what we're doing.
Yep.
Because their
That's what it
mommy
did
and
for
daddy
me.
said
All right,
so.
so
Yep.
this last
It's
question,
twisty
I
here.
recently gained some of my
Hi,
weight back.
Bestie.
How
Amber.
will people trust me to coach them? And I mean, I want to take this
Wow.
question if it's okay with you guys.
This is how they get them back into
I
5 and 1,
personally
FYI.
think that people who come in to get healthy find
I'm eating
validation
chocolate.
and credibility
Oh, yeah.
in people who are real to them. And that's really all it is. And shoot, if you've gained a little bit of your weight, oh my gosh, document it, put it out there, tell people you're contending for your health. It makes you much more of a credible human being.
Weight
And
does
instead
not
of like
equal
trying
health.
to hide and all of this, and we have some incredible leaders who just paved the way on showing people how to contend for their health more than one time. And so don't be afraid of that.
Contend.
All right. So
Here's
on
a
your screen,
conspiracy
guys,
theory that's
hopefully this has
not
been really
awful,
helpful
but
for you.
what
There's
if
going to be a poll
Optavia
that
is not
pops up.
supposed
We
to
would
work
love
so
your
that it keeps
feedback on
people
how these
plugged
calls
in
are
and buying
going.
the
We do
fueling
them
so
every
that
couple of
they
weeks,
always have to
and you just
continue to
click,
feed back in,
and
and
then
they
it
never
will give us some
successfully learn
information.
how to be
And
healthy
while you're
and
doing
be able
that,
to
I
get
want to
off of
remind
it.
you that we're doing this
Because
call
we've
again,
seen so
same
many times where
time,
people
same
eat
place,
it, they
April
gain the weight,
26th
and then they
at
want to
8
come
p.m.
back to it, and they
Eastern.
never leave the
And we are
cycle.
so grateful
I mean,
to
that's
have your
diet
ear for a
culture in
few
general,
minutes and
though.
to get into the same
That's what
flight
I was
pattern
gonna
that
say.
Dr. A
That's
and
how
Nick
Herbalife is.
and
You
all
get off
the
of
speakers
it
here.
and
So thank you
immediately
guys for
you get it back.
sharing your wisdom with us. Back to you,
1.
Dr.
I'm
A.
rating it a 1.
Awesome, Jennifer.
Okay.
And thanks, Casey, Jared, Amber, and
On a
Nick.
scale of 1 to 5, 1 being not at
The
all
reality
engaging and
is
5
this.
being
This is
incredibly
not
engaging, how
about
would you rate
us.
the presentation?
This is about us
1.
helping ourselves become healthier,
Okay, submit.
creating better well-being. And the reality is that in the 20 plus years I've been doing this, I've never left a
Oh, in
conversation
the car again.
feeling that I hadn't added value to them, because our vehicle is a very special thing. It's not something we sell, because someone
vehicle's
can't
broken,
buy
sir.
health. They can't buy well-being.
Does it even work?
But they can certainly create a partner with you.
Have you tried
and
putting
move on a
gas in
course
it,
to
sir?
better their health, their life, and their well-being. So
Have you
everybody,
tried
good
turning the
night.
ignition
Let's
off
go
and on
out and
again?
get the world healthy. God bless you guys.
Is this it?
10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my God, that was it?
Damn, didn't answer any more questions.
That was
Wondering if anybody
so
needs extra
much.
help. Nothing.
That was a lot of information, like crammed into, how long was that? Like
15 minutes? 20 minutes?
30 minutes, yeah.
There were no breaths taken by them.
None.
I wonder if they're doing just a crap ton of Zooms to try to get people to try to sign up and fill in the gaps of the money they're allegedly losing by people leaving. Oh, wait. What? That can't be happening. So
I saw a comment.
Go ahead.
I saw a comment earlier in the chat where somebody said, and if you're still on here and this was you, please correct me if I'm misstating this, but it said something like, they're doing these because there is a major imbalance when it comes to coaches versus customers, and they're heavy in coaches and they need more customers. So I'm sure the FTC is probably looking.
Shocking. It's almost like it's an MLM or something. It's almost like it's a pyramid scheme. What?
Yeah.
Shocking.
It's almost like it's unethical and scammy and schemmy.
That part.
So live chat.
I hear a cute baby in the back.
No, you're
I hear
good.
a cute baby in the back. No, I hear a cute baby.
Yeah, it's Griffin.
If y'all don't know what Optavia is, it's a multi-level marketing company that masquerades as a health and wellness company. They have fuelings where basically you're going to eat 5 snacks a day that are either powdered or in a bar, and you get 1 lean and green meal. And you better be measuring your condiments. You better be not even looking at cheese, and basically anything that'll make your food taste good. Don't do it. And Aaron's been covering Optavia a ton. I've done them a little bit on my channel, and
I'm gonna start, dude.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I want to do some stuff in Spanish.
Yes. The weird thing is they really do tilt into the religious manipulation a lot, even though there's a ton of different teams. And here's the twisty part. If you know anything about Christianity, they talk about like your body being a temple. And so then it's even twistier because they want you to be fit, because if you're not fit, then you're not really a good house for the Holy Spirit. And if that's twisty, it's because it is twisty. And Doug and Tia do this literally all the time. They're doing it in their conference. And
do they say that specifically? Like, is Optavia one of those MLMs that gets really religious?
I heard someone said that they're about to expand to Mexico. I heard about that. Someone's been sending me stuff like flyers and all that. That's why I'm going after them, just like Herbalife, because Mexicans already have enough of a toxic diet culture. I feel like the Hispanic community already does. Like, it's very much about your looks, and I've talked about this with all of you before, but it's really hard because like you can't let yourself go. If you have a baby, you gotta bounce back like right away, and it's always like, are you sure you want to get seconds? Are you sure you want to eat some more? Are you sure you're gonna eat bread? Are you gonna eat tortillas? Like, are you positive you want to do that? It's already like pretty bad. So I can totally see my people falling for this, but I'm gonna do what I can.
I mean, anyone who's struggling with maybe even wanting to shed like 10 pounds or something could hear this kind of stuff and be like, yeah, it's scary how many people could get sucked into this. And I think we all know how toxic diet culture can be in general, but like throw an MLM into it, it's done. Bye. Eating Disorder Central. Sorry.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering, do they have any like lawsuits and stuff for health? Like Herbalife had one for people who had to like liver issues and like gallbladder issues and stuff after drinking them for a certain amount of time. Does anyone know if Optavia has that?
I haven't looked.
I haven't looked at any lawsuits.
No, because that's the lawsuits that Herbalife has going on right now. Because it's pretty much the same program. It's like 3 shakes, and then in between shakes, you do like the shake and the drink in the morning and at night for breakfast and dinner. And then for lunch, you do like greens pretty much. And then for your snack, they have like their own protein bars and stuff. And so basically you get like 1 meal a day. So it's pretty much the same program, kind of just rearranged. Yeah. And so I'm wondering, like, because it's so much like protein and powder supplements, is there anyone like that has set up a lawsuit against them for like long-term effects afterwards or something? Because
we definitely need to look.
Yeah,
if they've been around for 14 years, I would think so at this point, but
Medifast is the parent company of Optavia, and Medifast got slapped for their losing 2 pounds a week claims, and now they are not allowed to. They're not allowed to make any weight loss claims without any like testing or like scientific testing group done. They got slapped very hard by I think the FTC, and so it's I don't know if Optavia is getting to do whatever they want because it's an MLM, but it's twisty over there.
I can imagine if the parent company was getting like beat to shit over it, then probably I would assume it leaked or trickled down into Optavia, if you will.
Yeah, probably. Here's what's so dangerous about these types of companies. And it doesn't, we're talking about Optavia, but like any health and wellness multi-level marketing company that has a product that is Optavia is obviously very extreme. 800 to 1,000 calories. They say that, you're not supposed to be on it for more than 12 weeks. Well, 12 weeks at 800 to 1,000 calories, when it's not being supervised by medical professionals. That's the really important part. These are just coaches. These are, you know, in most cases, just
we have a baby.
Or whatever,
oh God.
You know? What happens is you take in these small amounts of calories and you lose weight because your body is panicking.
Yeah.
Baby. Your body is panicking. And so you drop weight and it's your body trying to survive what's going on. Well, knowing what we know about basic physiology of the body, when you start to take in more calories, what do you think is going to happen? Well, your body is going to go, well, I'm not sure when I'm going to get more food, so I'm going to hang on to this. And this, in my opinion, is the cycle specifically that I think coaches in Optavia prey on other people. And I'm going to say prey, not like,
no, you're right.
Prey like hunter and prey kind of thing.
Like,
yeah, like prey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they have these, what happened?
No, there's just someone in the chat I'm going to talk about in a second, but I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry.
You're good. They have this cycle of people that gain weight and then gain even more weight. And then they're coached to get back on the 5 and 1, whether it's coaches or customers. And then they're on this cycle. And what they're doing is they're trashing their metabolism. This is one of the reasons, not that I was ever on Optavia, but when I was in Prove It and doing keto and intermittent fasting, and I'm not saying intermittent fasting doesn't have a place for people. I'm not saying that at all. The way I was using it and was coached to use it, it trashed my metabolism. So I had to reverse diet, which means you eat. And what do you do when you're reverse dieting? You have to gain weight. And when I was getting out of the MLM, because there's so much emphasis on being small, being thin, that was the only insult that these people, these knuckleheads, in my opinion, in Prove It, could say about me. Oh, look at her, she's getting fat. I'm fixing my metabolism. You're trashing yours, in my opinion. I'm getting stronger, and I'm not scamming people. So there's that.
I mean, have you seen Aaron's muscles?
You're doing great, sweetie.
You're doing great, sweetie. That's why I say all the time, like, work with a professional. Get with a dietitian. I posted about this today. If you need a trainer, and I'm going to plug my trainer, I hope y'all don't mind. But if you need a trainer, and she's a woman and she's incredible, shout out to you, Susan, in case you happen to be watching, and you're wanting somebody that has knowledge of disordered eating disorders, along with how you have to heal when it comes to your relationship with food, specifically because of multi-level marketing, she is your trainer. She is your trainer. So I know I got kind of long-winded, but
no, what I was gonna say is those, like, it's like she was saying herself earlier, one of the speakers on the call or whatever, that if you have to refight your weight loss because those 4 or 5 pounds that you gain back or whatever, that's what it is, because it's your body begging for more. Like, yeah, if your body's asking you for more, give it what it needs. You're not going to be able to have, like, you're not going to be able to be healthy if you don't have some sort of balance in your diet. You can't just live off of powders and like fuelings or whatever they're called. Like, there's just no way. And like granted, I'm not a professional of any type. This is what I've learned through my own like kind of health journey. I'm still working on it very much, but it helps a lot when you learn to, and I've mentioned this before, when you learn to love your body where you're at right now. Like, it's okay to want to get healthier or like change or, you know, lose a little bit of weight, whatever it is that you want, whatever your goals are, wherever it is that you want to be, but you need to like love yourself right now. And I feel like they teach the complete opposite in MLM, especially like this one. Like, the way they push you to be thin and the way they push being thin onto everybody is just so gross. Like, the damage that can do mentally and emotionally is like long lasting, I think, in my opinion. And again, I've never tried Optavia, obviously, like Aaron said, but I did try Herbalife multiple times, and the way my relationship with food was messed up. My relationship with my body, the way I looked at myself was messed up so long after. It's just, it takes a really long time to get out of that. So please don't join an MLM, and don't be part of toxic diet culture. Like, I know it's really hard, especially if you come from a background like I do, with like the moms and the grandmas always telling you you're chunky or whatever. It's really hard, but seek out professional help if you can. I know it's not available to everyone, but if you can, and if not, do your own research. Don't just base yourself off of what someone that's gonna profit off of you is telling you. So
yeah. There's somebody talking in the chat, and I want to talk about my experience for a second, because it's not just Erin talking about her experience with her diet. I did MetaFast for a year back in 2012. It wasn't Optavia, but it was the same, eating 5 snacks and having a lean and green. That, and again, not saying that my experience is everyone's experience, but the dozens of people I've talked to, the things that I've read, there is something dangerous about equipping individuals who are unlicensed to direct and encourage people with food related decisions, and we've seen in lots of instances, and it might not be your experience, Heather, but it is dangerous, in my opinion, when there's so many different registered dietitians have to be licensed, and nutritional counselors do as well. When you're dealing with food, when you're dealing with individuals, when you're dealing with the human body, that is you can get twisty really fast. And also having someone close to me who almost, in content warning, I'm going to talk about someone passing away. Eating that few of calories is dangerous in the long term for everyone. It's not just our opinion. That's scientifically sourced. You can look in biology books, you can look in anatomy books, you can look in nutrition books for that information. That's not just us saying like, man, we hate Optavia, so we're going to find anything that supports our position. We're talking about like generally accepted in foundational and in science nutrition advice. So it's, and your experience can be different than other people's, but by and large, when you see this cycle of lose a lot of weight with very few calories and very few nutrition in your 5-in-1 snacks, because there's not a lot in there, and then you're left to your own to try to figure out what to do next, and then you're coming back to it, it creates an ecosystem for eating disorders, and that's the issue. And also, deceptive recruiting practices is the issue. Violating the rules of the FTC. Faith manipulation, and
targeting moms.
The health claims that they are not allowed to make with their stuff. Those are the issues that I'm talking about. I know Erin talk about them.
Yeah, and also there's no need to be rude. And if you want sources from Erin, she cites them on all of her videos in the description box. I'm pretty sure she'll also do that at the end of this stream on her channel. We can also share them on our channels if you need that. But I mean, if it worked for you, I just hope you don't have any long-lasting repercussions after being on that program.
Yeah, good luck getting off of it. Fuck.
Yeah, and there's no need to be rude. We're here to have a conversation. We can have that, but there's no need for all of that extra stuff.
Let me speak real quick on not just Heather in the chat, but maybe there are people in other MLMs that are watching this. Maybe there's people in Optavia that are watching this. And
clearly, I think there are.
Yeah. And hello, we're glad that you're here.
Yeah, welcome.
Because I can relate to how many of you probably are feeling, because, you know, I was diehard for my MLMs and I thought I was doing the right thing. And it wasn't until I found anti-MLM content that it really started to make me think. But it took me working through the anger of seeing it to understand. And so if you're in Optavia, if you're a customer, if you're a coach, you know, Heather, I hope you're still watching. You're welcome here. Try to think through that anger, because I was mad too. But when I started to really look at what was being said, you know, Prove It is notorious, in my opinion, for front loading. And so I was watching videos and they were talking about front loading. A lot of these MLM companies do, just because it may not be happening in your company doesn't mean it's not happening in multi-level marketing as a whole. So if you're feeling some type of way, just know that's okay. Your feelings are valid. You may be experiencing something called cognitive dissonance, where you believe two things to be true at the same time, and that can be confusing. And I'm going to be real honest with you, it pissed me off, because for 13 and a half years, I thought that I was doing something that was actually helping people. And what I found out was not only was I a victim, but I was a perpetrator. And that's really hard to process. So Heather, specifically, because I know you were commenting on my channel, you're welcome here. If you'd like to have a conversation, feel free to message me, you know, and I didn't see anybody attacking her, but I know I don't need to say this, but like this needs to be a place where we can have these difficult conversations, because those are the people that I want to talk to. Those are the people that are here for a reason. And that initial reaction of, well, it worked for me, is because, in my opinion, that could be cognitive dissonance. And that's okay. We have to be able to handle those kinds of conversations, because a lot of us are on the other side of that. And we can see things differently because we don't have that MLM filter. So I just want to make sure that this is always a safe place for stuff like that. Now, don't get belligerent in the comments. Like, and I'm not talking to like, I'm talking about people that are having cognitive dissonance. Like, you don't need to get belligerent because you will get blocked. I can probably speak pretty confidently for all of us. But your feelings are valid. So like,
you can have a conversation as long as you keep it respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the passion, I mean, my passion comes from the personal experience with myself, with a close family member who I'm glad that they are still here today. That was not necessarily a given because of an eating disorder. And when at least when I see it, there's like, I don't want someone to run into that. If we can say, hey, something's wrong here, there's something that's an issue with this, and it benefits, I feel like it benefits people either way. If it gives them pause to really think through a decision and know all of the pitfalls that can happen in this company, they're better informed. And if they're stuck and that they feel like something is wrong and they're getting gaslit by their upline, and they find Aaron's content or Savannah's content or Karina's or any other creators, and they're saying, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. I don't feel good where I'm at, and now I feel like I can either start learning or looking and get out. That's a win for those people too. But eating disorders are very prevalent here in the United States, and I'm sure in a lot of other countries. I just live here in the United States, and so and it's something that's personally impacted my life, myself, and like close family member. And I'm passionate about speaking up, especially when the people like Doug and Tia and Lisa and Jaime Castro and the Tinters and other individuals in Optavia. It's not about going after them. It's saying the religious manipulation, the really bad nutrition advice, the really bad working out advice. It's a dangerous combo. It's a very I think it's dangerous, in my opinion, for other people. So that's,
if you think about it, it doesn't only affect like your physical health, it affects, like I said earlier, your mental, emotional health, your pockets, your relationships with other people, because these companies tend to push very much that if they don't support you, get them out of your life. And then once you do leave these companies, what are you left with? And I understand, like, she just posted another comment and it said that some of her friends didn't succeed because they had mental issue.
I think she said they fell back.
Mentally, they would divert to food as comfort, and that is why people should be qualified to give out nutrition advice, workout advice, or whatever. Like, that is why we are so against. That's one of the reasons why we're so against MLMs like this, because no one is qualified. And even the people that are qualified, they, in my opinion, and I think I can speak for everyone here, they're sellouts, because they're, whatever credentials they have are in question now, because they're in it for the money, for the pool, they recruit, they target their clientele that they already had. For example, in this case, the doctor, the lady with the pediatric prosthetics. Do you imagine how much access she has to how many people? And then she proceeds to target them. Like that's not right. That's not fair. As healthcare, especially as healthcare workers, there's the oath you follow. There's a like guidelines you have to follow. This is so unethical. It's beyond unethical. So yeah, I agree. Not everybody will succeed at something like this, but that's specifically why we push for people to seek out professional help.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not always about mindset. I know in your comment you said they didn't have the mindset to or that they were looking to comfort themselves with food, but only eating 800 calories a day, your body is hungry. And if you're in that mindset that restrict at all costs, are you saying that, oh, if you get in that mindset, well, if I eat 5 fuelings and 1 lean and green, I'm probably going to lose more weight if I eat 4 fuelings and 1 lean and green. And you can get into that super hyper focused control where not only are you already in a nutritional deficit, you start going more and more and more, and your body is actually hungry. It's not your brain playing tricks on you. Your body, it needs something, and it's going to take it wherever it can get it. And hopefully, a lot of times, your body's signaling you to be like, what the hell? We need to eat. Or your body's going to take it from your organs, and you can get in a really dangerous medical situation that way too. Yeah. So I mean, I just want to, I don't think it's all about mindset. I really don't. And I'm not a registered dietitian. That's what I believe based on my experience.
I mean, starvation diets can literally cause organ failure. So like, if you're at a serious calorie deficit every single freaking day, you are doing so much damage to your body. And like, I'm not a professional, I'm not a health professional, I'm not any of this professional. It's just like, it's like 9th grade biology, dude. Like 10th grade health class. Like I feel like this is just like taught, and this is something that like we all like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know. Like, let's stop trying to make excuses for stuff that like the very basic human anatomy and biology. That's all I'm hearing right now. Every time I see anything that Heather says in the chat, I'm just like, you're making excuses, and that's just like not factual. So
yeah, and can we talk about what the clown sound said? Let's also talk about how neurodivergent, I can never say that word, people don't always get hunger cues, including that with restrictive eating is so dangerous. Yep. So people already have issues like remembering to eat. If you're a busy mom, if you have like long work days, if you're like in the hustle in the MLM, you'll forget to eat. Like you're already barely eating, and then you're so busy, so into it that you forget to eat. And there's so many other factors that go into it. It's just not and it's not just this company. Like most of these companies, if not all of them, are very restrictive, very what's it called? Very, for lack of a better word, brainwashy. Like they want you, like they indoctrinate you. That's what it is at the end of the day.
Yeah.
For you to do what they need you to do so they can benefit off of you. You should maybe like think about that. We don't benefit in any way. None of us here benefit in any way from you like saying, oh yeah, you guys are right, or like continuing to make excuses for them, as Savannah said. Like it doesn't matter. We don't benefit at all.
Yeah. And I mean, when you look at the physiology of the body, there's a certain amount of calories that your body has to have every single day just to operate its organs, to to pump the blood, for the heart to operate, for the brain to operate. You
like burn calories while you sleep, dude.
Yeah, I mean, all of it requires calories just for your body to function properly. So when you're in a prolonged state of extreme calorie deficits, and I'm not talking about a calorie deficit trying to like a couple hundred calories trying to lose weight. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking extreme calorie deficits, just to be super clear. It's really dangerous, just for all the reasons that everybody has already discussed. But I mean, that's something you can look up. There's tons of resources out there for, well, how many calories does my body need in order to just run properly.
Hey, and if you have questions about any of that, how your body should work, talk to a registered dietitian and or a doctor.
Yes.
Period. Like, don't let your BFF from high school that you haven't talked to for 7 years tell you how you should be eating. Like they're most likely not qualified. And that's what you run into all the times in these MLM companies is people who say they're coaches and they're certified, whatever it is they say. How about go to a registered dietitian, somebody who is actually knowledgeable in what they're going to tell you to do?
Yeah.
Period.
And someone who's actually working underneath the licensure or the protection of the insurance of the business they're associated with, because we see a lot of times in these multi-level marketing companies, they'll bring in a doctor, they'll bring in someone from the medical field, they'll bring in a nurse, and they're going to say, I'm going to validate my product because this person is a nurse, but this person is not working underneath the hospital sharing this opportunity. They're just doing it in their free time. So there's no protection for you, the consumer, or you, the client, by them doing anything. And so that's unethical, in my opinion, to use their influence to fill any gaps that the product has with their position in whatever they do in the medical field. I think that's twisty as hell.
Yeah, we've also seen people like Autumn that says, "Oh, I'm certified, blah blah blah," and their thing isn't even active anymore. Like it's not active. Or like doctors, but their doctorate has nothing to do with the products that they're pushing. So just because they say they're doctors or because they are doctors of a certain field doesn't necessarily mean that they're qualified to shield out the products that they are shielding out. So it's twisty. And then again, combined with everything else, the targeting moms, targeting, in my case, like, the Hispanic community, immigrants, moms, brand new moms, people they mentioned depression on this call with mental health issues, people with anxiety, like ADHD and autism and all that stuff. When they target, it's so gross. It's so gross because people, especially people with ADHD and autism, are already having a hard enough time. Moms with postpartum are already having a hard enough time. Anything else, like the fact that they target these specific groups of people that are already having a hard time. And it goes back to, tell me one time when someone said, "Oh, I joined the company and I was like at the best time of my life and I joined this company." You'll never hear that. You'll never hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. I think when we're talking about MLM specifically, I think there's layers of an ethical behavior like an onion. The product
we can Shrek up in here.
That's what I was gonna say. So the kinesis staff.
Yeah, the products may work for some people. They may get a desired benefit out of it. But along with that come people that have, in my opinion, it's been alleged to me, that have really serious medical reactions to specific products and specific companies over time. And they're told at times, depending on the product and the company, that that's a detox symptom. And then all of the targeting, down to the business model, you pick the company and you can essentially see that you're going to make more recruiting than you are in the selling of the product. But then on all the trainings, just like we saw here, they're going to talk about, we're helping people, we're serving people. No, you're serving your wallet by trying to recruit people. And that's one thing we're seeing specifically from Optavia. And the reason that they are doing like a host to, what is it called? Host to post with It Works.
Yeah.
They're essentially doing that. And then they're finding a customer from their client, their customer, and then the pressure for them to become a coach when they may or may not want to. So there's layers of unethical behavior. And just because a product worked for you does not mean that the unethical behavior, the layers of it, is not happening. It is happening. We see it. We look at the income disclosure statements. We look at the comp plans. We hear the stories, whether we share them publicly or not.
Yeah.
The unethical behavior is happening. So,
and when you add to that, to the fact that a lot of companies have found, like, say, lead in their products, or that their products aren't dissolving properly, that people aren't actually, like, you know, it was just a placebo because they're pooping out like the pill hole or
awaken.
Like yeah, you know, or that the shampoo is giving them sores, or like there's really no regulation for those products as well. So
look, we have Kat Benson in the house. What's up,
speaking
Kat?
of registered dietitians, hit up Kat.
Friendly neighborhood registered dietitian.
People are like, cite your sources, and I'm like, go talk to Kat. She's in the chat. Send her questions. I'm sure she'll be happy to answer your questions, dude. Just don't try to live off of 500 calories a day. Like, what are you doing?
Please don't.
Kat does a lot of
that at the gym.
Yes, Kat does a lot of videos on her channel just talking scientifically about the health and wellness MLMs, and she also was helped with all the booze stuff too with Savannah and others. So Kat is incredible, and she is a practicing registered dietitian, and we love that. We absolutely do.
Yeah, and shameless plug, if you want to hear my Herbalife story, it's on Kat's channel.
Love that.
And also on Erin's podcast.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Well, it's been an interesting Zoom infiltration. You know, we had Dr. A in the car, not really ready to present, but
super professional.
You can't have an MLM Zoom call without someone who's hosting the Zoom call in a vehicle.
You know what? At least he wasn't driving.
Can we talk about Dr. A just real quick?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that guy.
I don't remember. You guys in the chat can fill in the gaps of this. I don't remember what kind of a doctor he is, but feel free to put that in.
I think someone said an anesthesiologist, which I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
Really?
I just saw that in the chat, so don't quote me on it.
Did you guys know there's some... I want to be respectful in how I talk about this. Several years ago, Dr. A's wife passed away, and there's a lot of questions, speculation around her passing.
Whoa.
She was on Optavia for many, many years, allegedly, and from what I have been told from multiple people, it wasn't really discussed. It wasn't, she passed and then it was like not discussed. People had a lot of questions. And so I find that really interesting. Obviously I'm just bringing this up to bring it up because I think that, you know, it's something that should be discussed. One, it's somebody that passed away.
Yeah.
So like, that should be talked about. This is somebody that had relationships with many people within Optavia.
That's very David Miscavige of him.
Right. Yes.
Really yeah. And I mean, I don't know, but I'd love to know the whole story, I guess is why I'm bringing that up.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And it's interesting because all of these, a lot of times there's so much information control that goes on in all these multi-level marketing companies. You can't really connect the dots unless you have people who've left the company to help tell all these stories. Or like we wouldn't know all the stuff we do about Prove It because Erin left and she's been helping connect all the dots. And if you're just an outside person looking in, you wouldn't necessarily see all the stuff that's actually insidious because we wouldn't have known about it. And it's important, I think, for the general public to know, hey, is this product causing health issues in a large group of people? And it certainly seems to be the case in some of these multi-level marketing companies.
Mm-hmm.
Erin, someone said that she passed of cancer.
She passed of cancer.
Allegedly.
Thank you for telling us. Because from what I've been told, it was just like she passed away and like nobody talked about it. And I mean, okay, that's
not a good look for the company.
It's not.
It doesn't really fit their narrative of your life is going to be fixed when you lose all your weight or lose all this weight and, you know, you're going to get rich and you're going to do all this stuff. They don't really, unless you're working while sick, they don't want to know if the sickness, you know, took your life because
fuelings and ketones are not going to help you avoid the big C or any other like illness.
And if you see that, that's a health claim that needs to be reported to the FTC. Although from my experience, that has been said at Prove It events in the past.
Ironic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Oh my God. And can you, just for the people who are new, and I'm not trying to be like, you know, I guess we're in a classroom, so I feel like the spirit of a teacher coming on me or something, but it might be Gary Young. I'm just kidding. I am why is it important to report this stuff to the FTC? And why, like, I know, like, we're not asking the live chat to do a bunch of extra work, but there's so much power in bringing attention to the body that can sue people and can hold some of these companies accountable. But why can y'all, like, answer that? Like, why is it important for people to be able to speak up, and how easy it is to do that?
Because you have to speak for people who don't know better. Like, I mean, I don't know shit about like medical stuff, but it's like the FTC does. They know what you can and can't say. And it's like if people are just running around all willy-nilly saying whatever, then people are going to get hurt. And that's what they are doing. Like when the FTC sends people warning letters, like it's a pretty big deal. It's because they've said something that could potentially harm people. So it's literally a matter of reducing harm. That's, in my opinion, the most important thing.
Yeah. You know, when you look at how many of these people, maybe not all, but many of the people that are in multi-level marketing companies are attracting, you'll hear attraction marketing a whole lot. And the way that they're attracting those people are through sharing super vulnerable stories. They're actually taught to do this. I've seen it. I've taught it. I've done it. Ugh. And what they are sharing in those vulnerable stories are income claims, medical claims, health claims. I think health claims and medical claims are very similar. And the reason that they're sharing that is to find something in common with the people that are seeing the content. And if we are seeing those attraction marketing posts or videos or reels or whatever, and we're reporting them, we are hopefully we will be alerting the FTC to how these people are trying to get them into their multi-level marketing companies. So it's taking that tool out of their toolbox in a sense.
Yeah. So in live chat, not to there's ways you can do this. You can tweet the company. Businesses hate getting attention on social media, and Twitter is the business kind of space. You can bring attention by doing videos or resharing them. You can bring attention by going to the FTC. It's really easy, and copying the link of what video you found that has a health claim and submitting it, and it takes probably 45 seconds to do it.
Not to backtrack, but for me, sorry, I got interrupted. I had to give the kid a good night kiss.
Oh,
but
I love that.
What's it called? The reason why I report things is because a lot of the information isn't available in Spanish, and I've seen way too many people be sold the American dream through these companies and then end up worse than they started off, or like not be able to get to where they want them to be, like where the company wants them to be, because either they are immigrants or they don't have what it takes, quote unquote, to be a top leader, and they just continuously, I mean, I've witnessed a lot of people stay in the company in the same rank for years and years and years and never really do anything and just continuously lose money. And for me, the reason why I do it is because I would hate if these companies spread to places like Mexico that we were talking about earlier. I know that there's really not much I can do by myself, but I do want to encourage other bilingual people to make content, share content in Spanish and English and Portuguese, whatever other languages. Please do that. We can help, even if it's just a little bit. And I think for me, my reason for reporting and sharing and doing what I do sometimes, not all the time, it's because I want to help my people. My people don't have Spanish speaking people don't really have access to all of this information. So that's my reason. And I feel like that's the part I play here. But
that's super important.
Thank you. I try. I try. Also, shout out to Blanca and Gladys.
Yes, Blanca too, and Gladys. I've gotten the privilege to be able to stream with Gladys and with Karina before, and so if y'all don't already follow Karina, I pinned her channel a little bit ago. If you type in Karina Hurtado, Hurtado, you will be able to find her channel, and it will be linked in my description as well. So, oh my gosh, closing thoughts. Don't join an MLM. What did I miss?
There, I don't know whose chat this was in.
Eve's in my chat.
She dropped the link to to the story. You want to talk about that, Savannah?
Yeah. Just says that it was her heart and not cancer. So that's concerning. Remember what I was saying earlier, that like starvation diets can literally cause your organs to go into failure. And I'm not saying that that's what happened to her. I don't know. Like, I'll look into it and stuff, but it's like, if you're on a starvation diet and suddenly your organs are failing, it's like, just makes you wonder, I guess, but I don't want to, make assumptions.
I mean, if Kat is still in the chat, I would love to hear your thoughts specifically on that, Kat. Not that we're speculating that this is, just like Savannah said, we're not speculating that this is how his wife passed away, but just on an extreme calorie deficit and just impact on the organs.
So
also, DC's almost at 2,000 subscribers. So
subscribe.
Please subscribe to DC, guys. DC is better at live streaming than all of us.
DC is the best. I don't think. Can I take a second just to throw flowers at DC and put a little bit of extra sauce on her tacos? Because let me tell you something.
Ooh, tacos sounds so good.
The way she handles content creating, her tech savvy, her sources, her resources,
the stuff she does behind the scenes,
the stuff y'all have no idea. No idea how much she does behind the scenes. Like, y'all just don't know. So that's why every time that I hear her being unkind to herself, I get on her butt about it, because I'm like, no, ma'am.
DC, you're a treasure. Like that. You are not only a treasure to the anti-MLM movement, but to humanity. So thank you for just
one of the sweetest, nicest, kindest, smartest people that I've ever met. And I mean that with my whole heart.
I'm blushing. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm
Stop apologizing.
Anyway, hashtag let's get DC to 2,000 subscribers tonight. Okay, all right.
Love that. No, it's easier to be. I guess it's easier to like being in I say community. Like, there's nice people that I hang out with a lot in chats, and we like get videos and share videos, and it's and I will say this, the people that I'm streaming with gave I'm sorry, cursey word incoming, they gave a shit about me when I had no followers. I remember messaging Savannah when I would made my second video. I don't remember, it was on the Ku Klux Klan, because there's a new skin rep that was using that, and I was like, Savannah, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, if you ever have time, can I pay you to take a look at this video? Because I remember so many people that were like, you just have to make a lot of videos. And Savannah was like, don't even worry about paying me. Like, I'll watch it. And she was like, this, and this. And I was like, okay,
like,
got
what the fuck would I would never, ever take money for someone asking me to do that. Like, it's wild to me that some people are like, you got to get paid for everything you do. It's like, no, you can do favors for people.
I know Savannah is a tough mama. I know that, but she is so kind behind the scenes too. Like, you guys have no idea. Yeah. Same with Erin. I talk to Erin every day, and I send her like the weirdest shit ever. Like, if you don't want me to send you random like selfies of me in a face mask, don't give me your number, okay? Because ask Erin.
So true.
No, Karina just sends me cats all day, every day, and I love that. I love that I have.
She sends me them too.
I love that I've created.
You like me, because I will spam you all day, every day, and don't give me your number if you don't want weird pictures of me in like a weird hairdo or something.
I'm down with that, girl.
No, it's just nice because like y'all are when you get into a place where it's like, hey, we're not icing you out because there's not enough content to share, we get around people who actually give a crap about protecting the consumer. It's different. Instead of saying, hey, you know what, I'm not going to share that video with you because I want to keep all the viewers. And Savannah has shown that she just like, hey, here's this, or I'll help you with this. And Corinne is the same. And Erin especially does this all the time. She's like, hey, here's some content. Don't even worry about crediting me because the whole point is informing the consumer. And I'm not trying to like puff them up. I'm just saying when you get around like cool people like that who give a shit about protecting the consumer, it's like it's different. It feels different, and that's all I'm gonna.
It is different because like not only are we just like making content or whatever, like this is my full-time job at this point, and I'm so grateful for that. But like it's different because like not only like obviously you would hope to be like enjoying the content you make or whatever, but like I actually like feel, and we all feel so like compassionate towards it, or like I don't know, dedicated to it. So it's like it's almost like the more the merrier. It's like I think other genres of content creation like have a lot of competition, and there are even some people in this movement who try to make competition out of this, which is bullshit and annoying. But like at the end of everything, there's a path towards a common goal. And it's like, I'm not gonna just be like, now figure it out on your own. Like, don't take views away from me, because that's just not how it works. And also, who cares?
Yeah.
When
I do testimony to that. I hate that I'm using the word testimony, but I'm going to.
Go for it.
Okay. Just bear with me, friends.
Go for
okay?
Go for it.
When WFAB went from Monet to iGenius, almost everybody covered that same Zoom on their channel. And everybody still watched it because all of our commentary is going to be a little bit different. We're still talking about the same thing, but we're going to, you know, my experiences are different than, you know, Savannah's, and Savannah's experiences are different than mine, and so on and so forth. And so I think that understanding that people are coming, if you're a content creator or want to be, understanding that your commentary is what brings people to your channel. We could all cover the same things. We're not, I mean, we don't have to, because the amount of videos I am sent on a daily basis is insane.
Right.
Like, there are days I'm like, I just cannot check my email. I cannot check Messenger anymore. Like, I have to turn it off.
Yeah.
You know,
same.
and we got to get that out. We got to get that information out, you know?
Yeah.
So.
When I tell y'all the behind the scenes is like an Avengers kind of situation, but nobody sees it. Like there's a whole group of us, and like I say us because I'm there, but like I'm not there. Like I do little things here and there, but like when I tell you that we have like a whole system of things, and that sounds really MLM-y, but give me a second. When I tell you that we have like this whole like core group of people, and we are not only like content creators working towards a common goal, but we're also friends, and we talk of things that aren't MLM related, and we support each other. Like, I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, my dad was sick, and the amount of support that I got from this group of people is incredible, and I will never stop being like thankful and grateful for it. And also, like, I do it all the time, and I say it all the time, but I get the imposter syndrome like this, like all the time. And the way that they talk me out of that is like, I could have never asked for a better group of friends or colleagues if I like got to choose. Like, I just could not. So I'm really grateful and thankful for everybody here, everybody in the chat, and I just love you guys. And again, it's like Savannah said, it's not a competition, and we all have something to bring to the table. We all have different levels of spice, and we all have different experiences. Like, for example, I've never been in an MLM. Savannah, Erin, and DC have, but I haven't. But what I've seen from MLMs and the results of the impact that an MLM has made on like people that I know in real life, I think brings a different perspective to the table. And again, it's teamwork, y'all. Like, we all want the same thing here.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and so if you ever your journey exiting an MLM doesn't have to look like ours. It doesn't have to be public. It's meaningful to figure out how to do life without your MLM, and then take those little tiny steps in those stands with your interpersonal relationships, and being able to not buy the MLM product or be able to inform other people. That is extremely important. But if you ever do want to figure out how to do stuff online, slide into my DMs. I'm happy to send you some stuff. It's not that hard, even though I really make it look complicated sometimes. But
no, you don't.
We're not here to be like, oh my gosh, we're on a pedestal and we're just elbowing everybody off the platform. It's if you want to learn how to do it, I'm always happy to help. I know that other creators are happy to help as well. So yeah, just want to share that with all y'all.
Be respectful. Just be respectful. That's it.
But in the grand scheme of things, the more the merrier. Like your voice is important, no matter how big or how small. So yeah.
No matter whether you want to chill with us or not, we still want you to make the content because it's needed.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well, I don't know. I felt like that's a good stream. Thanks for
that was great. We should do this again.
Yeah, definitely.
Anytime.
How many people can you have on at a time?
10 or 15, I think.
That's so much. No way. Like 4 at this point. I'm like, this is a little much.
Well, I think the hard part is we were live on a Zoom, so like you can't pause the video and talk about it. So I know that probably, can be frustrating for the viewers at times, but it's important.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
I think when bigger people or bigger creators like y'all are and when they find out that y'all were inside the Zoom spoiling it, and we're not harassing them, and we didn't do anything nonsensical in the chat. I mean, I might do it in the future, but I
didn't even get spicy with it, so
I think it puts them on
I could
their
have gotten way spicier.
I think it puts them on their toes because when they know that people like Aaron and Savannah and Karina and bigger creators are gonna be in their Zooms when they're happening, I think it goes, oh shoot, because
I guess
we're getting
we can't say half of the things we usually say. Oh no,
unless they're reading like they did tonight.
I like to think that they're all just like sitting there like, oh shit, one of our own is leaking information. Like, oh no, who's the mole? Who's the rat? And I love that. I love it
I'm not
so
gonna
much.
lie. The chaos that very example that you gave, Savannah, for some of these people that I know are doing extremely unethical things within these companies. Yeah, that brings me great joy on a daily basis. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm just gonna be real honest.
Yeah, it's funny as hell, man.
Yep, I love it. All right, well, everyone, live chat, you've been incredible. Y'all are the reason that live streaming is so much fun. And replay crew, much non-culty love to you. Please tell us how nonsensical that Zoom call was in the chat and in the comments below. And we'll catch you on the next video or the next live stream. So I'll roll the outro. Okay, bye.
Don't join an MLM.
Don't join an MLM. Bye, my dudes.
Pop-Tart.